So we moved in to this old Irish farmhouse 18 months ago now, which I can't quite believe how quick that's gone. And there's some days where I feel like we're not getting anywhere with the renovation. Finances, just family life just keeps slowing the whole projects down. And living in a renovation, I didn't realise would be as tough as it has been. However, despite that, we are 90% there with our kitchen. When I say 90%, which you'll see from the video footage, we still have to do our kitchen flooring and finish the painting. So there's a few finishing touches to be made to the kitchen. But in the video today, I wanted to go through a little bit of a kitchen update. Last September, we started the big structural changes to the ground floor of the old Irish farmhouse. So today I want to just show you what we've done in terms of the new kitchen, go through a little bit of the way that we planned the new kitchen, the sort of the budget that we had in terms of fixtures and fittings, things like that. So if you are interested in country kitchen renovation, then please do watch this video. Just wanted to also say a hello to everyone watching, and if you are new here, my name is Alex. I've been living in Ireland for about 8 years now, originally from England. The property itself is around 150 years old. The very old part of the property, we have a very old part of the house, and over the years it has been gradually extended upon. The last extension was done about almost 50 years ago, which actually, when we moved in, was where the old kitchen was. And you might have seen that if you have been watching my videos from the start. There's been an odd few where I've been filming from the old kitchen that was falling apart. Actually, we first viewed the property, we did have immediately, as you do if you're viewing a property that you're really interested in, you start to imagine kind of where you would have things. And we decided that the middle part of the house, which actually is originally part of the old house, we decided that we wanted that to go back to being a kitchen or living area. We settled on kitchen. So we thought that we need to bring life back to the center of the house, having obviously 3 kids, and we just felt that was better use of the space. We took all the measurements from the estate agent's website, and we then did a mock-up of where we think a family kitchen would be better suited, and we then presented that mock-up to the builders that we had in that were helping us last September, and eventually to the kitchen suppliers. It's a tricky room to deal with, the center of the house. I'll just tell you a little bit. So it had been used as a bedroom with an old vanity unit in the bedroom, and just off the bedroom was a toilet and shower room with a frosted window. That frosted window is now our back door, and the window of that bedroom is now our window along where our kitchen sink is. Okay, so a realistic view of the current situation in this downstairs bedroom. So I'm just going to be real here. A whole setup here for working from home, not the tidiest of setups, but this has had to do for the past 9 months, 10 months for my husband to work from home. Just general dumping ground of stuff on the windowsill there that shouldn't be there, but I'm making this as realistic as possible. Family of 5, 3 kids, 2 adults. We quickly needed somewhere to store all our winter coats and shoes because we moved in winter. So we popped this up here. on this corner of the room. And then here in this part of the room, there was a unit attached to the sink, floor to ceiling cupboard unit attached to the sink, but we had to rip that down. I can't remember exactly what for, but it needed to be ripped down. So we're just left with obviously the walls as they are, because we knew we were going to do renovation works, and a really disgusting old vanity unit that has completely rusted over and corroded. But this is essentially the sink that we have to wash our hands in because it's attached to a toilet, which is through this door here, which is all going to be moved eventually. So that had been used for many years as a bedroom. That was not going to be practical for us and the 3 kids because we have 3 bedrooms upstairs and a family bathroom, but we didn't really felt like a bedroom in the middle of the house would work for us as a family. So we needed to get the kitchen from where it was in that corner of the house back into the central part of the house. So that's where we are with that. We went for, as I say, we didn't really have a lot of wiggle room in terms of where the main sort of components of the kitchen would be. As you can see, that L shape really is the biggest area that we had, you know, to utilize the space, because we have 3 doorways or 3 sort of entryways in and out of the kitchen. You have to go through our new kitchen now to get to the living room, so we had to consider that space. And also the 2 archways in the back of the house, the archway leading to the back door, and then the second archway which leads to the front door, and our stairs and the entryway to the spare bedroom. So we've had to contend with a lot of those sort of gaps that we can't use, plus the big window, which we love. I mean, it lets in so much light. That big window obviously leaves us with not a huge amount of space on that side of the house as well. So let's talk about budgets then. We had to do this kitchen on a really strict budget, and I know that's the reality for a lot of people doing house renovations. So I would say that we have low to mid-range sort of fixtures and fittings. Probably what we did allow more of our budget to stretch to is the American style fridge freezer. I wasn't prepared to pay for a high-end sort of worktop surface at this stage, but that's what I made sure was that all things that could be changed as and when we want to or need to change them. So we were looking at, I keep getting that tent in the shot. So we were then deciding that really we wanted to spend, if possible, no more than £8,000. So that's really where our sort of budget came into it. And of course we had to consider costs of labour, because as much as we want to do this renovation and have been doing a lot of it ourselves, for the structural changes of the house, we had to pay for builders to help us do that and join us to put the kitchen together. So that was our budget, and we did manage to come under that. Although that said, as I mentioned at the start of the video, it's not a complete kitchen. We still have to do all the flooring throughout, and it's a large space of flooring. It's not just the kitchen. Hopefully that'll be the next stages. But anyway, back to the kitchen itself. Kitchen designer obviously took our plans and pretty much stuck to the mock plan that we had. The draw up that we had, it hadn't really changed. The only thing that changed was I wanted some more cupboard, like larder space on the side of the wall where the fridge freezer was going to be. So he put in to the design a tall floor to ceiling, well, not floor to ceiling exactly, but a larder cupboard that would sort of enclose the fridge freezer. So that's the only thing really that changed, so we could have more space there.
A few other things that you might be interested to know is that the joinery itself we were charged £500. So I'll add that to the total at the end when you can see how much this country kitchen costs. Another thing was that we do need to, I already explained, we need to finish the painting and the flooring, which is going to be quite a big job. So we just have to really just bit more time, build up finances to complete that, but I'm hoping quite soon. I would really like to have a proper floor. And another thing is the colour scheme. So we went for the colour in reed green. Another thing I wish we had made sure we included, because we must go and get, are the soft, the catches for the soft drawer closures, because I have chipped a few plates already and I really need to get that sorted. But this is a realistic picture. Things are always forgotten and not really thought about until you're living in the situation. A couple of the drawers as well have come off their runners slightly, I think just because, you know, where they were new and they've just been put in, so we've just had to tighten things up a bit. But I think again that's part and parcel of having a new kitchen space and making sure that it's robust enough for us to use every day.
So I hope you enjoyed the kitchen renovation video. As I say, we're not 100% complete, but we are nearly there. A couple of things that I mentioned were fixing the drawers that come off the runners and getting the adaptations to make the drawers soft close, which we forgot to do. Splashback, which we have, but we just changed our minds about it, and obviously finishing the painting and flooring. So the grand total then was, rounding it up, so £7,755. That's including the cost of the joiners to put it all together. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you've any questions, please pop them in the box below. I'm sure there's things that I've maybe forgotten or missed out, so do let me know. I will link some of my earlier renovation videos just so you can see the structural changes that we did make if you're interested in that. But I shall go now and I will see you in the next video. Bye.